Employees of McDonald's. What secrets did you discover while working there? The official deodorizing spray they gave us is the most pleasant thing I've ever smelled in my entire life. Even now, I wish I could smell it again. Worked there in high school. Found out that if you put the middle of a Mac bun in the fryer and then add soft serve and strawberry topping, it tastes just like a funnel cake. Custom creations were the best part of working there. Cheeseburger bun fried. Add the chai latte powder. Cinnamon donut. For the one I worked at in high school, burgers are kept in a warming area for no more than 15 minutes, then thrown out and new ones are made. You get a free meal from anything except the salads. Meal is a sandwich, medium fries and a medium drink. At the end of the night all the cooked meat is thrown out. If you want you can use it to make burgers and take them home with you. Specific tools and grill section for cooking chicken vs beef to make sure they don't cross for those customers who don't eat beef. The Hindu co-workers were very vocal about this rule if you worked the grill. I worked at McDonald's when they first introduced sweet tea and remember that it was brewed in a large bucket mixing hot water with a full bag of granulated sugar. It makes me sick to think about, but I still sometimes crave that disgustingly sweet tasty garbage. Somebody elsewhere in the thread mentioned it's 4 pounds per 5 gallons. I'll just take the 1 gallon. Then. Former employee here. I found out that when making 5 gallons of sweet tea, an entire 4-pound bag of sugar goes in. Sandwiches with round egg use real cracked eggs. Folded and scrambled come from packaged goods in the freezer or fridge. I also had a manager that insisted more people purchase filet-o-fish when it's raining out because they subconsciously associate the watery weather with fish. Anyway, he did some research by pouring through sales of filet-o-fish for months and months and comparing it to weather data for each day. Turns out he found something like a 3% increase on rainy days and was very pleased with himself. Undefined. He did separate Fridays during Lent and compared those days to each other in anticipation of having holes poked in his research. We still did that anyway. Of course. As pointless and imperfect as the research was, it was impressive to see his commitment to giving us the middle finger. I absolutely love that guy's commitment. The pickles are surprisingly aerodynamic. They stick to walls, and if you have the Stones manager's shirts pretty well. Dehydrated onions. You put them in a metal thing and just add water. The thing is they still taste great. But I was shocked and happy that I didn't have to go cut onions. Those onions can be turned pink if you use hot water instead. Or at least the hot water at the store I was at. AHH. That's why we were told to use cold water. Didn't know this. My manager used to be on my back all of the time for giving out too much sauce. He tried telling me the limit is 1 per meal. Our store did 1 sauce for 4 and 6 piece nuggets. 2 for 10 and 3 for 20. I worked there when I was in high school. Not a secret. But I hadn't known much about franchises before then. I hadn't realized that McDonald's could vary quite a bit in quality and professionalism based on who the owners were and what type of management/workplace they set up. I worked at a really good one with good management. I mean, but some are speep. Drop any unopened chicken nugget sauce on the ground once you've got yourself a sauce grenade. Trash compactor can make for some fun explosions too. We had a vol pack of ketchup that needed tossed for whatever reason. Someone didn't realize it shouldn't go into the compactor. I go back after hearing a bang and a scream. Dude is just caked in ketchup and it shot up out of the barrel of the manual compactor and painted the wall, ceiling, and bun rack. They have since taken away the vol packs. Before I worked there, I always thought they used a grill. Turns it's more of a heated press machine. Used to be a grill. Upgrades. The McDonald's that I worked at kept a very clean kitchen and front line. I had worked in restaurants that were privately owned and the food standards throwing out old food and cleanliness just weren't the same. I was very surprised with how much they constantly made us clean. Man. Reading these I am wondering why my McDonald's was so boring. We didn't spit on anything. The stuff that needed to be kept clean was kept clean. If it wasn't required it would be filthy. The ice cream machine worked fine. Food wasn't undercooked, on occasion it was overcooked. Employing high school kids, of course they are gonna make some mistakes. But nothing too bad. My time wasn't bad. We kept it clean. And no one I know ever tampered with the food. But there was a lot of funny things that happened. So I have a lot of stories. Example. One day. We had 10 minutes to close. It was myself off at close. The grill closer. The service closer. And the manager. Grill closer had on a headset. As he was praying no one else came in as he was very low on a few things and didn't want to make more right before closing. This guy prided himself on having things done and being out the door within 10 minutes of closing. Bosses loved him because other closers took up to an hour. And that meant paying them for up to an hour. One thing to know. Our headsets had 2 buttons. One talked to the other headset only. The other talked to the outside speaker. He had been playing a game where he was trying to make the service worker laugh while she was taking the orders. You probably see where this is going. So a driver pulls up to the speaker. He orders a 20-piece nugget. Closer is pissed. And pushed the talk to other headset button and goes, "Man. Beep that stupid beeping order. Beep." Except. Of course. He hit the wrong button. Needless to say. Someone got a free 20-piece. And another free meal in the future. And grill members were banned from wearing headsets for a while after that. We had a girl who worked in drive-thru who would sing to us between cars. She was great. The Big Mac is just a double cheeseburger with 1000 island dressing, lettuce and an extra piece of bread. If you order a double, add lettuce and Big Mac sauce. You get the same thing with less bread and cheaper price. Worked in one from 2000 to 2005. During this time, they changed the bacon. The new bacon isn't as good. During this time, they changed the shake mix. The new shake mix isn't as good. The shake machine works just fine. So long as someone remembers to fill it before it gets too empty and goes into automatic 90-minute self-clean mode. It also takes a very long time to start up. So if someone forgets, there's no shakes for 30 minutes. This was never a problem for me. Whenever I did opening shift, I'd kick off the coffee brewing for my team. Then start up the shake machine for myself. The chocolate chip cookies and McGriddles taste amazing if you eat fresh out of the oven. Always made an extra half tray for myself. If you're ordering a meal, say the size first large number 1 with a Coke. Everyone knows that ordering the meal is cheaper than getting that same sandwich, fries, and drink individually. But here's the secret. The POS has a button for the large one and a different button for the medium one. Then another menu for the drinks. So if you say I want a 1 with a Coke, I can't hit any buttons until I know the sizes of the meal, the size of the fries, and the size of the drink. Depending on which one you work at. The parking lot is basically a meet-up for druggies/drug dealers, and at least where I was in New Mexico, people to meet up and have sex in their cars. as long as they kept their business to the middle of the night and didn't cause any serious problems. We were told not to call the cops or make a fuss. Mostly because they'd come in and buy food after their shenanigans. Soda and mini pies were really popular with heroin addicts. What I later found out is that management was actually told to let it slide by corporate. Since everyone higher up was aware of how much money the night crowd brought in. I got to see many drug deals. I'm convinced I saw at least one arms deal. But I of course have no way of verifying that. Midnight shifts were draining but so much fun. The kitchen staff is cut by half but the people who order are so funny. I started working at McDonald's when I was 15. The secret is that it's probably one of the cleanest restaurants in your city. The standardizations and routine practices leave little room for employees to think for themselves. It was a way cleaner restaurant than the 30 to 50 per person place I would work at later.